You are going to ruin your GTA 6 playthrough, and you won't even realize you've done it until the credits roll. Right now, the entire internet is obsessed with the wrong details. Everyone is analyzing the graphics, counting the volumetric clouds, mapping out the leaked Vice City locations, and obsessing over the new car physics. But they are completely ignoring the one hidden system that will dictate how your story ends, the relationship meter. If you think you can play Jason and Lucia like every other Grand Theft Auto protagonist, robbing banks together by day, and then switching to Jason to hit the Vice City strip clubs or cause absolute chaos solo by night, you are walking straight into a trap. This isn't GTA 5. Michael, Trevor, and Franklin didn't care what the others did in their free time, but Jason and Lucia are a Bonnie and Clyde dynamic. Their survival is intrinsically tied to their emotional bond. Today, we are tearing apart the source code leaks, exposing Lucia's hidden ties to Liberty City, and breaking down exactly how the rumored relationship mechanics will punish you for cheating, lying, or playing selfishly. Sit down, lock in, because we are going deep into the files. To survive the brutal, unforgiving state of Leonida, you need absolute focus. We talk a lot on this channel about the numbers. In Gematria, 888 represents boundless wealth and exponential growth. And while you're grinding to build that billion-dollar criminal empire in Vice City, the most valuable asset you have isn't in your bank account. It's the bond between your protagonists. Maintaining that delicate balance between two volatile criminals requires sharp reactions, perfect timing, and a clear head. When I'm deep in the lab for 12 hours straight, analyzing these trailer frames and cross-referencing massive leaked documents to bring you the truth, I rely on my go-to energy source to keep my focus locked in without the devastating crash later. I drink Dubby Energy. It keeps my mind vibrating at that 888 frequency of wealth and growth. Before we get into the deep dive, make sure to use code Seemlytuber at checkout to get yours, elevate your grind, and keep your head in the game. Now let's talk about where Lucia really comes from. Let's start with the foundation of this entire relationship. Who exactly is Lucia? The official character details, the prison uniform shots, and the community deep dives into the leaked footage point to one massive revelation. Lucia is almost certainly not a Leonida native. Her roots, her attitude, and her methodology trace directly back to the cold, unforgiving streets of Liberty City. Look closely at her dialogue in the trailer. When she tells Jason, "The only way we're getting through this is by sticking together, being a team, and only smart moves from here," that isn't just trailer hype. That is the dialogue of a survivor. That screams of someone who has already learned the hard way that misplaced trust gets you killed or locked up. While Jason appears to be a local Florida boy, raised in the swamps, the heat, and the localized chaos of Vice City, Lucia brings a gritty, calculated East Coast hustler mentality. This clash of backgrounds is evident in the 2022 diner leak. If you analyze their interactions, Lucia is clearly the more intrepid, dominant, and violent of the two. During the robbery, she speaks in a threatening, authoritative tone, easily controlling the room. Jason, on the other hand, is constantly looking to her for directions. He's asking what to do, yelling, "Let's get out clean, baby." He is more insecure, perhaps even reluctant. This leads to a massive theory. Lucia introduced Jason to this life. Jason might be a tough local, maybe even a former low-level enforcer, or, as some wild theories suggest, a disgraced undercover cop. But Lucia is the mastermind. Rockstar is setting up a clash of cultures. She's concrete and winter, he's mud and humidity. If her background involves crossing a Liberty City crime family or an East Coast cartel, we aren't just dealing with local Vice City street gangs. We are looking at a narrative where her past inevitably tracks them down to Florida, forcing the player to make impossible choices. This brings us to the core of the game's mechanics, the trust system. Everyone in the community is comparing this to Red Dead Redemption 2's honor system. But honestly, that is the lazy take. Arthur's honor was an internal moral compass. It tracked his soul. The GTA 6 system is about interpersonal trust. It is a group trait. Think about it logically. In GTA 5, when you switch from Trevor to Michael, you didn't care what Trevor had been doing. But what happens in GTA 6 if you spend 10 in-game days playing as Jason, completely ignoring Lucia? What if you take Jason to the Vice City strip clubs, pick up ladies of the night, or make reckless decisions that put your shared stash of money at risk? According to the most credible mechanical leaks and deep dives into Rockstar's new AI framework, the game tracks your fidelity, your teamwork, and your communication. If Jason goes to a cabaret club and drops $5,000 of heist money, the meter drops. People argue, how would Lucia know if she isn't there? It's simple. The mechanical trust decays based on your dedication to the partnership. Maybe she notices the missing money. Maybe NPCs talk. Maybe you get a text message from her asking where you've been all night. And if you ignore it, the meter plummets. This isn't just about infidelity, it's about reliability. If you start a firefight with the cops and leave Lucia behind to get arrested while you escape, your trust meter will shatter. Conversely, completing side activities together, splitting heist cuts fairly, and physically covering each other in combat raises the meter. The game will actively monitor how often you heal your partner and how often you engage in shared activities. So, how exactly does the game punish you if your trust meter hits rock bottom? It won't be a simple game over screen. Rockstar is too smart for that. The punishment will be silent, systemic, and devastating to your playthrough. If you play selfishly, the game's state changes behind the scenes. First, it starts with the dialogue. If your trust is low, the idle banter in the car goes cold. Instead of singing along to the radio or hyping each other up, they sit in dead silence. Or worse, they argue aggressively about past mistakes. Next, the gameplay itself degrades. Leaks suggest that a high trust meter allows for synchronized dual takedowns and shared inventory management. If you ruin that trust, Lucia might refuse to toss you a spare magazine when you run out of ammo during a shootout. She might not provide covering fire. She might literally tell you, "You're on your own, Jason," and sprint for cover, leaving you to deal with a 5-star SWAT team by yourself. And the ultimate punishment, the story structure itself. In GTA 5, the ending was a conscious choice from a menu. Kill Trevor, kill Michael, or death wish. In GTA 6, your ending will likely be locked in long before the final mission, decided entirely by the bed you've made. If you have a toxic relationship meter, the game will organically steer you toward a betrayal ending. You will reach the final act, and one of them will take the money and run, or worse, pull the trigger on the other. Based on the trajectory of this relationship system, we are looking at 3 distinct finale branches. The ride or die ending. You maintained 100% trust. You never cheated, you split the cash, you always had her back. The ending sees you taking down the final antagonist together and escaping Leonida with the millions, securing that 888 wealth manifestation. True Bonnie and Clyde, the prison separation, ending a mid-tier trust level. You functioned as a team, but there was friction. The final heist goes wrong and one of you takes the fall, ending up in the Leonida State Prison while the other escapes, setting up a bittersweet conclusion. The ultimate betrayal ending. You treated the partnership like garbage. You drained the shared bank accounts for your own cars. You abandoned her in fights. You prioritized yourself. In the final moments, the tension snaps. It becomes a PvP scenario where you must choose who lives and who dies, leaving the survivor completely alone in Vice City with all the money, but absolutely nothing else. The ultimate takeaway, Rockstar is building a living, breathing world where your open world actions have permanent emotional consequences. The final shot of GTA 6 won't just depend on how well you can aim. It will depend entirely on how you treated your partner when you thought nobody was watching. If you are neglecting the relationship meter and treating this like a solo sandbox, you are already playing a losing game. You need to respect the partnership, secure the bag, and keep aligning with that 888 energy for massive growth. But mastering the trust between Jason and Lucia is only half the battle. To truly conquer Vice City, you need to understand the turf you're bleeding on. If you want to see exactly how these betrayal mechanics are tied into the game's core loop, check out this deep dive on the relationship system right here. Stay focused, stay grinding, and I'll see you in Leonida.